Chat, I am one of the only people on Earth that has not played Undertale. There are about 3 of us left and we're about to go extinct. Apart from the one time that I played for like 20 minutes and then stopped. That doesn't really count though. I got past the tutorial, I met Sans, I was like, this is fine. And then I just stopped. What did the internet do to Undertale? Because if there's anything I know about Undertale, it's that the fan base is completely insane.
Undertale is a tiny game released on the 15th of September 2015 and started life as a $5,000 Kickstarter. And it's here you can see its creator Toby Fox's bewilderment as the budget soars to 10 times his initial ask, as well.
It's crazy. They started this game as a $5,000 Kickstarter. In game development, $5,000 is basically nothing. It's basically like a £10 note that you find on the side of the road and you go and buy a couple of pizzas with it. That's what it is in game development ways. It's nothing. Even 50 grand is pretty much nothing when it comes to making a game. Games are so hard to make.
Time away from development to sit his college exams. And what I find interesting about these posts is you can see in them a person who had no idea what he was making or what it would become. And how could he? 5 years later, Undertale has become one of the most massive and bewildering forces on the internet. Seriously, I've done 2 videos like this, and exploring those fandoms, it felt like digging through a mine. But Undertale's was
oh no, I know. Even though I haven't played the game, you know about Sans, you know about Megalovania, you know everything about these games. Even if you haven't played it, you know about genocide mode, you know about pacifism, you know about how hard Sans is as a boss or how easy he is, depending on which Undertale superfan you're talking to, because they did it first try and they did it with no damage, and it's not even hard. Go and play the online version. It's really easy. Oh, what, you died immediately? Damn, I guess you suck. I guess you're just not as good at video games as I am.
A massive, yawning abyss, infinite and ever expanding. And what I want to do today is look at how that happened, how the internet took this tiny little game and transformed it into one of the most
what was that?
I'm guessing a lot of you know the deal with Undertale. You play as Frisk, a small child who has fallen into an
I'm going to summarize the plot of Undertale for you right now. You play as a small child that falls into the underground, an underground that is filled with monsters. The overground is filled with humans. They were pushed into the underground because there was a war, and humans are much more powerful than monsters, and monsters cannot beat the humans. So they get pushed into the underground. The kid falls down there, gets taken care of by a creature known as like Azrael, something along those lines, and says, actually, I want to go into the underground so I can explore around. I want to leave. I want to, being at home is cringe. I don't want to hang out with you anymore, Mom. I want some real friends. So she's like, no, don't go, except you can go, actually, have fun. And then you do a little tutorial thing, you get out, you meet Sans, and then you meet the patterrz, and you meet a bunch of whole crazy, wacky creatures. And eventually, you either kill everyone or you pacifize everyone. And depending on how you play the game, it has wildly different endings and wildly different roads that you can go down.
Underground kingdom,
right?
Monsters.
I got pretty close, right?
And from here, you can treat them like you would in any.
That's just what I've learned from being online.
Or become their friend. It's a cute idea, but in isolation, it wasn't that new or interesting in 2015. Games like Moon having very similar concepts, but releasing 18 years earlier, with non-lethal runs in games being popular by this time. So why then is the simple choice of Undertale's battles a big deal? And I think there's 2 answers to that. The first being its characters. Undertale has great characters, and how much you agree with that is going to define how you feel about this game.
Hey, I mean, I don't think, and even the biggest Undertale hater can be like, oh yeah, the characters are cool. Again, I think the characters are cool.
Undyne. Initially, she just seems like a human murdering machine, but spend time with her and you'll see that her more homicidal tendencies are just an expression of her loyalty to Asgore. That's how much her friendships mean to her. Whether it's knowing Papyrus isn't suited to combat and teaching him to cook instead, or appreciating Alphys's pathetic love of anime. She's someone who's able to
There's nothing pathetic about loving anime. You know, I've watched an anime or two. I wouldn't say, love anime, but I've just been watching a lot of One Piece, and I have to say that, it's cool to see a video game that has complex villains. And sometimes One Piece doesn't have complex villains. Not that I'm saying that One Piece is bad. I'm just saying that sometimes Luffy will punch someone in the face a couple of times, and they'll turn from a massively murderous, sadistic being that is going to kill everyone to a comic relief side character, which is a little bit weird and jarring to me.
Take Asgore, the king of the monsters waiting for you at the end of the game, who you are constantly told is this super nice guy, but who has also murdered 6 human children, your soul being the 7th and final one he needs to break the barrier trapping his people underground. And his theme music, the reluctant but frantic Bergentrocken, captures that. It is the sound of a good person trying to convince himself to do something.
He's a king. Sometimes when you're a king, you have to do a little child murder. It's not that he likes doing child murder. He probably doesn't think it's that fun, if at all. Even maybe just a little bit. But sometimes you gotta make the hard choices, and that is murdering 6 kids.
Awful for what he believes.
Playing devil's advocate, guys.
Good. And that same level of expression can be found everywhere in the underground, even in a lot of the really tiny little side characters. From Burger Pants, the nihilistic, vaguely unhinged fast food worker, to Muffet the Spider, who
he's just like me for real.
Make one of those abominable hell creatures, to Napstabloop, the depressed ghost, who at one point asks you to lie on the ground with him and listen to trance music. And oh my god, I don't know that I've ever related to a fictional character this much.
So we're agreeing that they get high, right? That there's no way that they just lie on the ground and listen to music. But we all know that they definitely got high, right?
Together to create this world of memorable little creatures who have been forced underground by humans, yet have still managed to scrape together happiness in that. But there's this undercurrent of longing for something more, a desire to escape the underground for a better life under an open sky. And it's sad, but it's that contrast that gives the world of Under its beauty.
Oh, it can get sadder. Just wait until you start slaughtering everyone.
Is if you don't care about these characters, if you don't believe in this world, then the choices offered by Undertale's battle system, they don't mean anything. But if you do, that's where the option to kill or spare these monsters starts to carry real emotional weight. But it would still all be for nothing if the game didn't react to your decisions in a meaningful way. And
that's the most interesting part about this. When the juxtaposition between the morals of a character and the gameplay is always so strange to me. Like in Uncharted, you play as Nathan Drake, the suave treasure hunter who's just trying to just gonna jump over some buildings and hang on and find some treasure. Except during that attempt to find treasure, he guns down and ends the lives of probably about 500 guys. Sometimes just in cold blood, like sneaking up on them and shooting them in the back of the head, ending the lives of brothers and sons and fathers, left and right, just slaughtering and gunning down and destroying property. But we're supposed to see him as a good guy. In Undertale, if you kill people, it's because you chose to, and the game reacts to you doing it in that way as well. Sometimes there's other options that you can take, and if you take the more violent option like you're used to in video games, like most gamers would just naturally do because that's what they've been told to do the whole time, the game will react to that and be like, dude, what are you doing? Why would you do that? You didn't have to kill them. Are you a psycho? Are you insane? And then you're like, it gives you a moment of reflection where you're like, oh, I just indiscriminately kill things left and right because that's just what I assumed that you're supposed to do. It makes you think about how you play it.
Undertale is extremely reactive to the player's actions, even in some really tiny idiosyncratic ways. Like Sans being able to tell that you've reloaded your save file and are experiencing the same sequence again. But where this becomes a big deal is how Undertale reacts to your actions to shape the larger story. If you go through the entire game without killing a single monster, you'll go down the pacifist route, which means 0 level ups or stat increases, and it's difficult, but it's the only way to experience the full story of Asriel, Asgore, and Toriel's son.
Because sometimes doing the right thing is more difficult than doing the easy thing. The easy way is to plow through everyone and do a little murder every now and then. Sometimes it's harder to do what's morally correct and be more of a pacifist. By humans
and now transformed into the evil, emotionless flower that tried to take your soul at the beginning of the game. The final battle with him, seeing you and all the monsters you've spared facing Asriel and making him see through pacifism that he still matters. He is still still loved despite the terrible things he's done and all the hatred he feels, until finally Azrael loses the will to fight and in one final act of repentance shatters the barrier sealing the monsters underground, freeing
Let's
them
go!
to pursue a new life on the surface.
They can go and get jobs at Boyga
the end
King
of it,
now.
It's just a feeling that you did this. You showed these creatures a real kindness. Not
They can
through
go for a
any
walk in the
binary
national
decision,
park.
but by consistently doing what you believed was right over what was easy. And the result is a ending that feels meaningful and responsive to your actions. A genuine
Oh,
statement
well, kiss on
of
cheek, that's
no
cute.
Violence. And fuck, I think that's kind of beautiful. But it's also here that things get really interesting. Go back to the title
Okay.
screen and you'll be met by Flowey, who warns you that there is one final threat to this world. You have given these characters the best possible life, and now you have the option to just walk away and let them be happy. Or you could reset the game and start again, ripping them from their ideal future. And what's interesting
What
is
is it?
he's not
What happens if a
talking
true?
to
Did you
this
do a true reset?
character. He's talking to you, the player. So
Love a little fourth wall
why would you
breaking.
do this? Simple. Why do you do anything in any video?
Because you want to see what happens.
Happens.
Ah, I swear to God, I've not watched this video. I'm a gamer, man. I'm just a gamer.
Specifically, what happens if you kill every single monster in the underground? This is what takes you down the no mercy route, or genocide as it's come to be known online. I'm gonna call it no mercy from here, because otherwise YouTube might think that this is a very different kind of video than it is. No mercy.
It's weird. This video game video keeps talking about genocide. Do you think it's like a front for like extreme right wingers? The other guy at YouTube's like, yeah, we should take down the channel.
Are grueling. You have to walk back and forth through each area, killing every single.
I did not pre-watch it,
monster.
Virus, I promise.
Hours, but it's like the entire time the game is asking.
It's grinding.
You, is this
Gamers
really
love grinding.
what you want? And as you do, the underground transforms into this haunting, empty place as the monsters flee from you, abandoning their homes and even leaving notes begging you not to hurt them.
Oh, dude, that's a heartbreaking one. Please don't hurt my family. Dude, that's terrifying, man.
It feels cruel.
You have to really
Like
force
there's some
yourself to do this.
Terrible, violent force in this world. The major encounters of the game changing to reflect, and none more so than your who, before the battle, is mortally wounded trying to save a child from you, and just listen to the dialogue here. Deep, deep in my soul, there's a burning feeling I can't describe, a burning feeling that won't let me die. This isn't about monsters anymore.
Time for your
is it?
anime moment.
If you get past me, you'll destroy them all, won't you? Monsters, humans, everyone. Everyone's hopes, everyone's dreams, vanquished in an instant. Right
chills.
now, everyone in the world, I can feel their hearts beating as one, and we all have one goal: to defeat you, human, no, whatever you are. For the sake of the whole world, I, Undyne, will strike you down.
Yeah, and then she gets one shot or something like that. It's crazy to have a massive anime moment and then just get immediately dicked down.
I love how this speech plants you as a villain about to battle the true hero of this story. But what's
Damn, you're about to
really
kill the protagonist.
interesting is that line, human, no, whatever you are. Because you're not human, not in this world.
That sounded like a Goku
Humans
speech.
cannot control time. Humans cannot come back from the dead over and over and over. You are not human. You're a being that exists outside this fictional reality. You are a person playing a video game. And that gives you...
That is such a serious way to say, you are a person playing a video game. But it fits within the
massive
context, so it's really
power
cool.
over this world and every character in it.
You are the God
illustrated
Emperor of
by the
mankind.
battle that follows. Undyne is now dramatically more powerful and difficult than anything you faced before. But for as grueling as this fight is, It's not a fair one, because each time you die, you can just reset, respawning at the last save point, and with each new attempt, your muscle memory strengthens as you learn the patterns of her attacks, rendering them useless. You are growing. She is not. She can defeat you an infinite number of times and it doesn't matter. You just need to kill her once and it's over. You are not two equals engaging in a fair contest. You are an actual person in the real world, using every advantage you have to defeat a fictional video game character.
You are using pre-workout. You are using guides that you saw online when you googled how do I beat Undyne in the genocide route of Undertale. And yes, you are even using healing items as well. The worst thing you could possibly do if you watch Pokemon Nuzlocke on YouTube.
And this fight shows the inherent unfairness. And this isn't the only moment the game acknowledges this. Remember the moment where Sans knows you've reset your save file? This happens because each time you reload a save, that is canonical. It is the player manipulating the timeline of this world.
I love it when games implement parts from outside of the game. It's like, this does it. Doki Doki Literature Club does it as well, where you can modify your files outside of the PC and then it changes things inside the game. I think it's really cool. Breaking the fourth wall can be really hard because if you do it wrong, it just comes off as cheesy and dumb and then it kind of ruins things. But if you do it right, like they do in Undertale, then it's very cool.
More apparent when later in a No Mercy run, Flowey tells you that he used to have the same power that you do. He used to have the ability to reset the timeline of this world. How he used it to do everything. He saved everyone, he killed everyone over and over until the people of this world to him became nothing but sets of numbers and lines of dialogue, like characters in a video. And that power is what made Flowey so pathetic and cruel.
I love how the narrator, I'm not used to video essays really insulting one of the characters. I love how he just goes in, he's like, this is why Flowey is pathetic and has no friends and has massive zits on his forehead and also has no fashion sense. And I tied their shoes together so they tripped over and then I laughed at them a lot.
He uses that to reach out beyond the screen and form a real connection with you, the person holding the controller, and makes a direct statement on how you choose to engage with the lives of beings in an inherently weaker position than you are. And at its best,
it's like stepping on a bug. Do you do that? Do you go outside? Do you step on bugs? I try not to anymore because I realize that, you know, life is more valuable than I want to step on a bug. I mostly only stepped on ugly bugs. If you're a cute bug, like a ladybug, then I won't step on you. I might step on like spiders sometimes though, because I don't like spiders.
That's a powerful personal experience.
Never worms though.
And
they're kind of gross.
I think people react to this game the way they do.
People got so invested in Undertale, ridiculously so, to the point where it kind of ruined it for the people who didn't play the game.
The reason I spend so much time talking about the appeal of Undertale is that whether you love it or don't, it's important to understand that this is a game that elicits a lot of emotion. But this created a problem. Undertale was still a small indie game. You could see the majority of its meaningful content
God,
in
what the
less
hell is
than
that?
20 hours, and from there, all that emotion had nowhere left to go.
You don't understand. There were 70 game theories that could make on the subject, and then the debates around all of the game theories, in which we will go on Twitter and say that MatPat is dumb and we don't like him because he said that Flowey is from an extra dimensional reality where he's actually from a parallel dimensional reality, which is very different.
A character like Azriel. Go back to the beginning of the game after a pacifist run, and there he is tending to the flower. He's resigned to stay alone in the ruins forever, slowly reverting back to the soulless version of himself. And that's
he's Ginger.
That's the end of this character.
He's just like me, for real.
This is where Dreamer Reborn comes in, a fan comic that reimagines this scenario.
Fan fiction.
Frisk shares their soul with Azriel, allowing him to join his family on the surface and start a new life. And
sorry, that's not canon.
If you want to know how hungry people were for this kind of content, Dreamer Reborn was uploaded just 8 days after Undertale's release.
Wow, that's quick. It is crazy how quick ours get on the ball when they are motivated by something. You know, as soon as anything Pokemon related gets released, there is full on 8,000K art uploaded to Twitter immediately after a trailer drops of like a new cute character. Artists can work so quickly when they're uber motivated.
popular,
It's
even
incredible to
resulting in
see.
its own fan game, and was a critical moment for what Undertale would become online, because it told fans if you wanted more you could create it yourself. This opened the door to a whole world of new fan content. Say you were super
And so much porn. Seriously. There was probably more Rule 34 of Undertale than anything else. Which is weird, because none of the characters are inherently sexual. It's a little bit strange. The Sans is a skeleton. How can you do anything with that? Skeleton don't have peen. What's going on? That's a little weird. Why? What? Strange.
This short showing Alfie's sinking into despair over the atrocities she's committed, and how her first meeting with Undyne began to change that. It's beautiful, but the thing is, this kind of fan content was now being made for
my
every
God.
major
Oh my
character
God.
of the game.
That is so impressive. Some of the animation is really, really
A
intricate.
sign of just how quickly Undertale was spreading online through nothing more than fan passion.
How do I know that there's a lot of Undertale Rule 34? I have a friend that looked at it.
The game became a massively popular topic for video essays that would scrape at every tiny corner of the game, desperate to uncover new information for an increasingly ravenous fan base.
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's so many views to farm. Look at that, 12 million views on that game theory right there. Matt Pat knows how to capitalize. He capitalizes every single letter. Look at that, Undertale, every single letter capitalized. He knows how to capitalize.
Popular creators on the internet who would stream and let's play this niche indie RPG to audiences of millions, leading to massive influxes of new fans. And if you want to see the most explosive expression of that new popularity, you can find it in the
Dude, this animation is
Undertale
so good.
battle animations. No matter
Yeah,
how
this is
dramatic
insane.
the showdowns in
Yeah, I mean,
Undertale
let's be
felt,
honest. The
visually,
game itself looks dog.
they were nearly always very simple, and had to be in order to remain feasible for its tiny developments. And what these fan animations did was free the most dramatic moments of Undertale's story from those limitations, letting us experience the sheer lunacy of the ratings-driven war with Metaton, the violent, desperate cruelty of a no-mercy route Undyne, or the
Oh my
sheer
God.
tragic
No, this is so
beauty of
good.
the pacifist route Asriel, like the fucking stunning Telly-LZ's hopes and dreams, capturing all the emotion.
Animators are so talented. It's incredibly hard to make animations, and it's so beautiful and
tragedy
fantastic.
tenderness of the showdown with the god of hyperdeath. I want you to take a look at this animation on screen now, and I want you to try and guess how many views you think this has.
Okay, I mean, if this was released at the peak of its popularity, it was saying like 2015. It's a pretty good animation. Looks very nice.
Hold that number.
It's hard to tell when you don't know when it was released. I'm going to assume it was released the day, not the day, but like a few months after the game came out. I'm going to make a guess of like, it's got to be in the millions. I'm going to say like 5 point, actually, no, I'm going to go higher. I'm going to say 9.8.
Did you guess as high as 4?
All right, well, I was a little over that because I saw the PewDiePie video that had like 9 million views. So I was like, maybe this will have more. That's still a lot though. That's so crazy good.
Views.
Listen, if this was released at the end of like 2015, it would have been like 9.8.
Well,
I swear to God. I still think that I was right because in my imagination, it was released in 2015. So it would have had that many views if it was.
Drastically underestimated because it's actually 60 million
Oh my
views.
God!
And
What?
this is not an anomaly with Undertale fan animations.
Oh my
22 million
God!
Views, 66 million
What?
views. 95 million views. I would wager that with view counts this high, these animations were likely how a lot of people actually discovered Undertale, resulting in legions of fan art, fan comics, fan fiction, plushes, stage productions, live action films, cooking videos, body
Is that spaghetti? That looked really good. Can I get the recipe for
pillows,
that? Whoa, he's got a hot dog. Wait, no, listen, that's not, okay, please keep going. It feels so, no.
porn.
No, guys, that's what I said. You can't put it in the video. We all know this is happening behind the scenes. We did, oh God. What feels good? You don't have nerves, bro. You're a skeleton. You don't have skin or feeling anywhere. What do you mean? What are they tugging on? There's no bones down
Which,
there.
yes, I am going to talk about because I refuse to be silenced on this platform.
Okay. Wow, he has a legal team. That's impressive.
Resulting in a profound
Oh,
sexual
God!
awakening, the likes of which I never thought I'd experience. My point here
So anyway, lots of people are into skeletons now, which is really odd.
is that from the little carrier burden waterfall to the bench quiche, each tiny strand of Undertale was being magnified 1,000-fold and given new life online. And if you want to see how minute this gets, look no further than WD Gas. If a fictional character could win an award,
dude, I've seen MatPat theories about this. If I remember correctly, this is just some random character that is referenced in a lab or something like that, and everyone's like, oh, he's in an alternate dimension, or he made a time machine, or he's like the most important character, or he's God, or something along those lines.
appearing in a piece of media the least, but inspiring the most fan content, Gaster would win that award.
Because it's mystery, right? People want to delve into what they don't know. If there's a small thing in a piece of media that people are super passionate about, they're gonna dive right into that. They want to figure what it is because mystery makes people interested. It draws people in. That's why the mysterious characters that don't reveal their face have so many fans. So many people love these mysterious characters because they want to know, like, what's underneath, what's going on there. That's why VTubers have so many passionate audiences, and people that don't reveal their face have very passionate audiences because there's a mystery there. There's a we don't know. There's something to be discovered.
His existence is only suggested in a handful of easily missable moments throughout the game. The Royal Scientist before Alphys, your odds of actually encountering him are tiny, dependent on a randomly assigned number at the start of your game from 1 to 100. And if that number happens to be 66, a mysterious grey room appears 10% of the time.
Bro, if you get a randomly assigned number that just happens to be 66, then you have a 10% chance of a room appearing. Come on, man. How is anyone supposed to know this? This was originally a Kickstarter that made $50,000. That assumes that maybe you'd have, you know, a few tens of thousands of players. That means no one would ever discover this.
They contain a character sprite commonly believed to be Gaster, meaning he only appears in roughly 1 out of 1,000 playthroughs. And yet, he is a massively popular character in the fandom, appearing in innumerable fan comics, fan
People
fiction,
love a good
fully
mystery.
playable boss battle, as well as fan animations, the most popular of which has 45 million views. He's barely in the fucking
Why
game.
is everyone fighting him though? Is he a villain? I thought he was like a scientist.
Sense why I call Undertale's fandom an abyss.
Oh god, that scared me.
Started.
That scared me.
On October 17th, 2015, Tumblr user Underfella uploaded a
Tumblr.
drawing of Toriel. But rather than the kindly goat mother you encounter at the start of the game, this was a creepy distortion of that character, with people now creating their own fan works of this fan work, creating a collective online world of thousands of people envisioning what this new, darker reality of Undertale.
Hey, that's rude, Undyne. Don't do that.
This was the birth of
Underfell?
one of the first massively popular Undertale alternate universes.
Or is this when everyone's an asshole?
I
If
have
everyone's an
legit
asshole,
seen
no one's an asshole.
full-blown AAA games with lesser followings than Underfell, to the point that it's difficult for me to even convey how massive it is. So I'm going to be using a very specific example. This is what happens when I type Underfell Remix into YouTube. And just look at all the results. These are all soundtracks for a game that does not exist. Except it kind of does. There are multiple fully developed Underfell fan games, along with all the other weird shit you'd
No,
expect from
stop. Why
any
is there more body
property with
pillows?
a massive fan following.
Guys, I know you're
It's
passionate,
dark,
but we shouldn't be this
edgy shit.
passionate.
I love it, but I think the appeal is deeper than that. Undertale was at a point where every tiny part of it had been memeified 1,000 times over, and so the only option left was to break these characters free.
We have to make
from
another
that
Undertale.
canonical limitation. And so, like a remix of a song you love, Undertale let fans re-experience them all over again, and in doing so, making them personal,
Damn,
specific,
she is
and
ripped.
limitless. Oh, and if you're wondering why I referred to Undertale as one of the big Undertale AUs,
Oh yeah, there's gonna be like, there's got to be at least like 100, 200.
Underswap is kind of the opposite, often depicted as
Okay, now we do Underswap, except we also make them all violent too. So Sans is goofy and fun-loving, but he's also loving the fun of murdering bunny
a
rabbits.
softer, more peaceful reality.
Wait, that thing I just described is a real thing that actually exists, where they make them all evil, but also swap their characters? Wait, that's... Wait, that's real? No! It's an Underfell and Underswap AU combination. Oh my god. Oh my god, it is real. Oh my god. I just made that up. I didn't want them to actually make it a real thing.
The popular version of Sans is kind of like Undertale crossed with Berserk. Outertale is an Undertale AU set in space. It also has a massively popular fan following. Okay.
What?
That's the last Undertale AU.
No, there's more.
Fellswap is an Underfell
No, it
Underswap
is!
combination.
Oh my god, that's literally what I made up on the
alternate
spot.
universe set during the 20th century.
I should have been an
Cold War,
Undertale
in
fan.
which
I'd be
the
really good at
characters of Underfell swap
Set during the 20th century Cold War? What?
personalities as they do in Underswap.
Mild autism. He left you with funny doodles. Very good at Famicom television game. What?
Not to be
What?
confused with Swapfell, which is a different thing where the characters of Underswap become fellified versions of their
Wait,
swap
there's Swapfell and then Underswap?
selves, and
I mean,
technically
there's-
this version of Fellswap is Fellswap Gold, which is a different thing from Fellswap Red or Fellswap Emerald, and this is the point where my mind started to break and I started to feel like there was no bottom to this community. There are hundreds of Undertale AUs and many with their own massively popular fan communities. I have been researching this stuff for weeks and I have no idea what the fuck Disbelief Papyrus is. How does this video have 20 million views? A lot of these universes even have different pacifist, neutral, and genocide timelines. I googled genocide Underswap Papyrus just to see if that was a thing, and not only is it, someone had done a full genocide Underswap Papyrus boss battle twice. The rate at which this stuff hits the internet and mutates is staggering. Like, take Fresh Sans, another massively popular Sans AU character, but then one day someone was like, what if Fresh Sans existed in Underfell, leading to Unfresh Sans? Which in turn led to someone being like, what if Unfresh Sans was a person, leading to human Unfresh Sans? This is a fan character of a fan character of a fan character of an original creation.
Do you think Toby Fox ever looks at this stuff and regrets getting out of bed in the morning? Or does Toby Fox look at this stuff and just think, wow, Undertale is not my creation anymore. It is the internet's creation. It is no longer made by me. Do you think that's why he never made an Undertale 2? He just moved on to Deltarune because he's like, I can't contain this. Undertale is no longer mine. It's everyone's now. It's like video game communism. It belongs to everyone.
Characters even got really weird and meta, like Error Sans, who I actually think is pretty rad, who travels from alternate universe to alternate universe, wiping out different Undertale AUs, whose counter-
No, that's not fair. No. You can't have a group of people creating all the universes, and then you come in like a 5-year-old and say, I have the Super Sans, and he comes into your world, and then he's really strong. So he wipes out your world, and then he can just go to any world that he wants, and he kills everyone because he's really strong and he's the best Sans. He's called Error Sans. He's my OC. So please let he can kill everyone in your world because he has infinite power.
Part is Ink Sans, who helps and encourages fan creators in making their own Undertale universes. These are also both massively popular fan characters with their own communities. And if you want to get really insane, what if
I want to do a weird experiment and just see if this works. So what we were looking at, we're looking at Error Sans and Underfell. I'm gonna Google Era Papyrus Underfell and see if anything pops up. Bro, no. Why? Era Papyrus Wiki Undertale. What? There's so much fan art. What is going on? Oh my god.
Everything we just talked about, what if it all existed in one massive meta universe?
That's just the real world.
Underverse is a multi-hour-long animated web series that combines all the different Undertale AUs into one gargantuan meta
Oh my
storyline,
god.
featuring popular fandom characters like Core Frisk, Underswap Papyrus, Ink Sans, Error Sans, Fresh Sans, Fell Sans, Nightmare, Dream, Cross Sans.
Dream?
After you stare at this stuff for long enough, something really weird starts to happen.
Yeah, your brain begins to leak out of your ears and your eye begins to water as you realize that you will never be the same again after learning that this exists. That's me. That's the stage that I'm at right now.
You start to view the original Undertale as just one small part of everything Undertale has become online. And I have to wonder,
What does Toby
what
Fox
is
think?
that like for Toby Fox?
Yeah,
I've
he's just
done
looking at
two
this. I mean, he doesn't really have much of an online presence, right? He kind of just does his own thing and he makes music for Pokemon sometimes.
videos on gigantic online fandoms. But the difference is that one was a massive multi-million-dollar IP designed to disrupt the global games industry, and the other was a primetime TV show created by a multi-billion-dollar corporation. Undertale was a $5,000 Kickstarter from a guy who liked Earthbound. And imagine all that attention on just you. And it was not all positive. Undertale fans were now flooding every message board and social media feed, and they were going to make themselves heard. Just 2 months after Undertale's release, it was voted the best game of all time in a 2015 GameFAQs poll. beating out
okay,
many titles
come
that
on
had
now.
For years defined what games were, and this was the beginning of a massive
Undertale sucks! A video of a review. Why I hate Undertale. Undertale sucks. Okay.
backlash
Like, come on, man.
from the wider gaming audience, with Undertale cringe compilations and other videos ridiculing the game and the people who loved it.
Okay, cringe compilations are should only be made to make fun of people that are making fun of people that are just having a good time. Because usually cringe compilations are like, oh, let's laugh at this kid who went to a Minecraft convention because he likes Minecraft and he wants to talk about Minecraft. Look how cringe this poor kid is who just wants to enjoy themselves. That's dumb. You shouldn't make cringe compilations on that. The only cringe is the people that are trying to put other people down for enjoying what they enjoy.
YouTuber Markiplier infamously cancelling his Let's Play after just 2 episodes. So negative was the backlash to his No Mercy run, with other bizarre incidents like one.
Oh, dude, no. You just let people play how they want to play. Are you kidding me? That's literally a run in the game. If he wants to kill everyone, let him kill everyone. Jesus Christ. What's wrong with you? I always said that if I did a blind Undertale run, which, I mean, I could still do, I would do it like, I would take all of the background, backseat playing, and I would ignore all of it and just probably do stuff just to annoy people, to be honest, a little bit. We do a little bit of trolling just for fun sometimes as a treat. I don't care if you come in and you say, oh, I really like Alphys, please don't kill them, they're my favorite. It doesn't matter. It's a video game. You play the video game that you want to play, okay?
At a Taiwanese convention,
let people enjoy it.
A popular fan artist was injured after she was given a cookie with a needle baked into it.
Jesus, that's just deranged. Okay, you're gonna find insane people and deranged people in every single fandom. That's why you never eat random food items that are just given to you out of nowhere. I've had this policy. I've had people like try and give me food items, and I really appreciate it. And I'm like 100% sure that no one would ever do anything like that. But I just have a policy of if you make me something and it like to give me a food item and it's not like sealed, factory sealed, I can't, because it's things like this do happen. It's kind of crazy.
Stories like this from any community that grows large enough. But this was the level that this niche indie RPG had now reached. And if you want an idea of how intense that might have been, both the creators of Underfell and Underswap deleted their original blogs. And just imagine what it's like when even the people making things from the thing you made are unable to withstand that massive online feed.
I wonder if Toby feels guilty about that.
Fox would become notoriously shy to interviews and public appearances, speaking about his experience in his blog post retrospective on Undertale. Not only did I not expect this level of popularity, but initially I was afraid of it. I even tried to
Yeah, for
contact
good
some
reason,
Let's
man.
Players to tell them not to make any about it.
Wow,
Like the thunderclap
really?
to a small dog, all this attention stressed me out. I wished I had a way to quell the attention. I felt a strange power.
I have never heard of a developer trying to get Let's Players not to cover their game because they don't want the game to be more popular. That is the first time I've ever heard that. Usually when people get told, don't post a video on this, it's because they don't want like the story to be spoiled or they want people to buy the game instead. I think it's pretty small brained, but that perspective is something completely new to me.
The line that really chills me from Fox is when he gave in a 2017 interview with Edge magazine, where he stated, "My life has changed permanently and will never change back." And
yeah,
I gotta
true.
say,
You just get used to it, unfortunately. It's something that, yeah, it's something that you unfortunately have to get used to. This was a fantastic video, and I feel like I understand a little bit more about Undertale, except I have also left this feeling about 75,000 times more confused about Undertale. So really, I don't know if I've made any progress, but it was definitely interesting to learn about regardless. Anyway, make sure you subscribe to Super Eye Patch Wolf and the More Patterrz YouTube channel as well. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers, baby. Let's go!